Young Player of the Year. 8 nominations. Saliba's in there. I mean, I guess when you're looking at the metrics of it, the age of it, Saliba's dropped off in the past few weeks, but overall, again, if you're considering the age metrics and whatnot, he probably deserves his spot. He deserves his spot in the Young Player of the Year category, probably, if we're just going by the ages that they're using now. But he wouldn't have belonged in the Player of the Year category, that's for sure. I'm seeing Cole Palmer in there, who, I mean, he's got in there for half a season. So, the Young Player is I mean, did anyone answer that whole Lewis Skelly question I had? Is it because he only started 14 games, even though 21 total? So doesn't it feel weird? 14 games. Lewis Skelly feels like he started 30 something games for us this season. He's too old. We were talking about Saliba here, yeah? Yeah, I mean, we're going by the numbers that they use. He's 24. What the fuck? What? How can you be 24 being nominated for Young Player of the Year? Yeah, that's mad. That's absolutely insane. I was going to use someone turning 23 tomorrow as my example that this, Young Player of the Year thing needs to be, altered a little bit. But fucking hell, Saliba's 24 and he's in there. But yeah, Saliba still feels like he's 23 or 22 to me. But this is here today, gone tomorrow. No trophies. I mean, the time is just flying. I'd give it to Ryan Gravenberch. I don't know what you lot feel, but I'd give it to Ryan Gravenberch. I just want to garner a reaction from people first in terms of Young Player of the Year and that list: Delap, Elanga, Gravenberch, Huijsen, Palmer, Pedro, Rodgers, and Saliba. I'd give it to Ryan Gravenberch. And to be honest with you, I think it's quite easy. Not as cut and dry as Salah for the Player of the Season, but I think pretty clean. He deserves it. Young is very open, says you. Rodgers has been good too, says Dens. Mansa mentions Rodgers. Matchday Guru says he deserves it. Dr. G says the correct answer, sir. Is that a Liverpool fan in the building? Then says Grabo Rodgers, yeah. So Rodgers is the only other name I'm seeing pop up, and a couple of people saying why Lewis Skelly's not there again. I don't know. He should be there in my opinion, but this list shouldn't have 23, 24-year-olds. Shouldn't even have 22-year-olds, but here we are. Gravenberch, for me, if you look at all of these names on the list, and number one, you look at achievements, right? One player on that list has won the league. What part did he play in winning the league? Because that's the next question you got to ask. A massive part. An understated part, in my opinion. Because that midfield needed something, and it's needed something for a few years, and it just looked like either the board at Liverpool or Klopp just wasn't intense enough in sorting that position out, or the board were not as outgoing with maybe releasing some transfer funds at the right times needed to make that midfield what it's become or what it needs to become. Because I still think he's short, especially in that 10 position. Hence why maybe there's that interest in Wirtz that's popped up. But Gravenberch, for me, he slotted into that 6th position, and he's been the best 6 this season. He's been the best 6 this season. Across the board, Gravenberch has been the difference, because he's had games where I've watched quite a bit of Liverpool, because I won't say been our rivals or it's been a race, but that's who's led the race, if there was one. So I've kept the keen eye. There's games where he just goes under the radar, just cleans up and keeps it moving. For us, for us, it's, what would we describe that as? A typical maybe Partey performance. but then sometimes you'll see him just move the ball like a what's a graceful animal? What's a graceful animal? Because certain times he drops a shoulder and then he just shows a bit of mobility that I think has been lost in the six role over the years. A bit of power and a bit of a bit of agility and a gazelle. I don't know, man. I don't know if gazelles are graceful, but he's graceful. A couple of people said gazelle. We'll say gazelle. Someone said a cheetah. I'm not gonna say cheetah. Yeah, I don't think he's that agile. But I mean, in terms of that position, he's just off, drop of the shoulder and off. I think that's what Partey struggles with. He's getting older. Injuries have caught up to him, and big injuries at that. So he's got the drop of the shoulder. He's got the move from me and a few yard burst, but I've seen Gravenberch take it 10 yards more and just open it up a lot more. And when you've got a midfielder like that can sit, be quiet, and just do a job, or stand up when he needs to stand up. Yeah, quality season for Ryan Gravenberch. So people might think this is Liverpool fan TV at the moment, but no, I've got to give my unbiased views on it. And Salah's clear as player of the season, and for me, Ryan Gravenberch is clear as young player of the season. Not as clear as Salah, but pretty clear for me. The only one that comes close would be Rodgers. But I wouldn't say that close.